about you saying, oh, we do the 10 seconds of just be looking at the screen is weird.
Because so I want to look at the screen.
Why are you black right now?
Because I didn't want to look at the screen for 10 seconds.
Stick in my head. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? It's AVIOT Sunday Brew. We finally are doing the show in the morning. It's been it's been a minute since we had Jay Random on. I hope I don't have an echo. I hear an echo as I'm talking, but hopefully the phone's not picking up that echo. Anyways, how you doing, man?
Doing all right, man. For Sunday, you know how we do. Just getting ready for Monday. Sad, right?
Let's not think about Monday right now. Let's just
I know. You got a point.
Stay in the present.
Well, some good games coming on, so I won't be thinking about Monday until the last game ends.
Yeah. Well, the last game probably going to end around 4:35, and it's going to be different today because, and for those of you who don't know, we're talking about women's college basketball, March Madness, the NCAA D1 tournament.
Yeah.
There's some good games coming up. We're going to have South Carolina versus Duke, and we're going to have LSU versus UCLA. The LSU versus UCLA game that's the one I'm looking forward to because UCLA, they talking junk, and LSU is not having it. My thing is UCLA, if you see their team is just Lauren Betts. That's it. Outside of Lauren Betts, no shade to all the other players. They don't have a plan. So when you have a 6'7" center who is strong, you keep dumping the ball to her in the lane, and then she just turns around and makes a layup. That's literally her game. She doesn't do any jumpers or anything like that. So
well, the funny thing you say that is because the female from the game last night. Who played last night? It was USC and
it was USC versus K-State, Kansas
State. So K-State also had a center that did that a lot, but only they did was Lee. Yeah, Lee. Yeah, Lee. Lee was lighting them up in the beginning, but then somehow they found a way to isolate her and not have her close to the rim. So
that's true, but she ain't 6'7".
What is she? 6 what?
Probably 6'4".
Come on, man. She tall. Yeah. She's taller than me.
Hey, Flexi1, what's going on?
She's taller than me.
Yeah. Y'all, we talking about sports right now. The March Madness games that are coming up. So I know I look tired. Finally happy to have Jay Random back on after I've been carrying the show at nights for the past 2 Sundays.
yeah, at nights probably be the better time. Time will tell, right?
Yeah. But as I was saying, I'm going to put a video out before the game too. Watching UCLA play, it's not exciting for me because all they do is dump it to the center, then she turns around and does a layup. All she has to do is seal off her player. And then
I'm gonna watch it today. I'm gonna watch to see what you're talking about.
That's all she does.
I think that's what what's her name? Camilla did last year.
No.
For the most part.
No. South Carolina had talent.
No, they had talent, but when she got that ball, it was move out the way. Which is, yeah, I mean, granted, I see what you're saying. They had talent around her, correct. But when she got that ball, wasn't nobody stopping her. She was light, she was on. That was a bucket, which is a good thing. So you're trying to say that UCLA, that's all they have is just that center?
Yeah, that's all they have. I mean,
what about their shooters? They have no shooters around them?
Kiki Rice can hit. They have other players too, but it's literally their game plan is dump the ball to Betts.
Gotcha.
Someone, Lexi1, you're asking what we want to talk about today. Listen, y'all in the comment section, bring up the comments, and we'll start addressing what y'all talking about. Just make sure it's respectful. Make sure we keep it somewhat tame. You know what I mean? I mean, you can ask kind of out of the box questions in terms of. I remember last time we were talking, they were asking about my perspective on God. They're asking about some political questions, so that's fine. Just keep it contained. But yeah, you'll see today. The thing is with UCLA talking junk, they played LSU last year and they lost to LSU in the March Madness tournament last year. And the problem is LSU had Angel Reese. And Angel with Anissa Morrow and then Flau'jae going off, that was huge for LSU's win. And then also prior to the game, there was an article that came out in LA Times where they're being critical of LSU, calling them the dirty debutantes and saying UCLA was America's team. So that wasn't cool. And the coach for UCLA, reposted that article on her Twitter account.
Okay.
Yeah. And so now this year they're talking about, hey, what's up, Slave? That's what a name. Doing really well. Good info. Yeah. Thank you. So basically now there's some rumors going around that the UCLA team is talking about. Thanks, Slave. Appreciate you. There's some rumors going around talking about UCLA saying they feel motivated by their loss to LSU last year, and so Kim Mulkey, LSU's head coach, came on the mic and she said, "Why are they motivated by us? I would think you'd be motivated by USC, who beat y'all twice this year."
Yeah, I hear
She's
you.
like, "We haven't thought about y'all since we beat y'all last year."
No, I know, right? They're not thinking about them.
Oh my goodness.
So so today's games definitely should be good. I was surprised to see USC USC win. I know when they play UConn's gonna be lights out. UConn winning that.
Bruh, Paige,
Hands down.
listen, for those of y'all who ain't know who Paige was, I had to issue a public apology last night because I was being critical of her earlier this season. I never doubted who Paige was. Like, I always knew Paige was going number one in the draft. I always knew Paige was that woman. The problem was Olivia Miles, it seemed, was outperforming her earlier in the season. But Paige, she made up ground. Listen, one time for the Libras, okay? Paige Libras. One time for the Libras, okay? Never doubt them. But I thought she did a wonderful job. USC had to win last night because they had to do it for Juju. After her going down, they had to do it for Juju. They actually had like a Funko Pop action figure. You saw that? Yeah. So I'm happy they got that one.
Do you know if she had surgery yet?
I do not know if she had surgery. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm just curious because normally when something like that happens, they have surgery like the next day.
Hey, Turtle Man, what's going on? Yeah, so what I know this woman that we follow on Threads, she was talking about, she made an explainer video about ACL injuries with women. And she was talking about how it's understudied and also saying how them going through their menstrual cycle, that can have an effect on them possibly getting that injury. So meaning during their menstrual cycle, they're more vulnerable to being injured.
What?
Yeah. She was also
is that a peer study?
Excuse me?
Peer-to-peer study, or is just
peer reviewed?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked into the issue. I was going by what she said, and I have to listen. I probably will look into the issue because it's very interesting, especially since there's not a lot of research on the topic. Yeah. Somebody like me who does research and who has studied a lot of scientific articles, maybe it's something I can contribute to in the future. Turtle Man, we're doing good. We're talking about the March Madness. We're talking about the women's college basketball tournament right now. Miss Simmons, new here, just read channel description. So you're talking about psyops. Do you want to address that one, Jay?
No, I'm not. No, we're not talking about psyops, right? I thought we were talking about basketball. So let me see. Do you want to address that?
No, I don't want to address it. That's I threw it over to you.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Don't throw me out there.
Yeah, so the game should be fun. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to that. Speaking of sports, I wanted to go back to this whole Stephen A. LeBron James issue that's been going on. I know you, me, and Tate, we talked about it in the Sports Talk with the AVIOT podcast episode. And here's my issue with Stephen A. and LeBron. I do believe that we're not going to both sides this. I do believe that both have issues. However, I believe Stephen A., being the older person and the one who's more experienced in media, he could be doing a better job with how he's dealing with the situation. I believe he's dragging it out, and I believe he is. I really don't like when two black men are in public feuding with each other the way they are, because now low blows are happening on Stephen A.'s part.
Correct. Definitely low blows are happening on Stephen A.'s part, and he's even taking it to if he would have swung, if LeBron would have swung on him, he would have, or if LeBron would have looked like he wanted to hit him, he would have swung on him, or something like that. It's like LeBron looked like he was just going to be verbal with whatever he was talking about and not take it to the next level, because he also understands he has an image to withhold. He can't just be running around fighting people in the stands, because at the end of the day, even though that's Stephen A., you still cannot fight NBA players can't take it back to what was it? The Rumble in the Palace, whatever the heck, when the NBA players
Oh
lost it,
yeah,
they started fighting the fans.
yeah.
That can never happen again. So for Stephen A to talking about, if it would have went left, he would have swung on him. Come on, Stephen A. LeBron is worth too much money, and you look like you would sue. So LeBron is not stupid.
Oh yeah, he would sue in a
So for
heartbeat.
him to keep the story going by saying, if I went another way, he tried to hit me, I would have swung on him. Like, come on, man, stop it. You grown. At the end of the day, grown people should be able to talk, hash out their differences, and walk away.
That's true. Hey, Galu Bundella. Hey, how you doing? Beats, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, that is very true. My issue also is that Stephen A. is now starting to go to a lot of right wing outlets and speak with them, like he's been on Fox, and they've been talking about LeBron. And these people don't like LeBron. Why would you go over there and speak to these people? You're playing right into their hand.
Of course.
You're
He
not going
knows,
to have.
but he knows what he's doing, right? I would not be surprised if him there was a guy that used to work on ESPN that now works on Fox.
Will
Forgot his
Kane.
name.
Will Kane.
Forgot his name, huh?
Will Kane. Will Kane.
Yes. I can see Stephen A working on Fox.
Yeah.
No disrespect. I don't think you gotta have a lot of credentials. You gotta just have a
Oh shoot.
you gotta have an opinion, and the job
Yeah,
is yours.
that's true. That's true.
Is
I
Will
mean,
Kane even still working on it? I haven't seen him in a while.
yeah, I think Will Kane is still on
He
there.
must come on Sundays.
No, he's still affiliated with Fox. Another thing I'll say too is that when Stephen A. was talking about LeBron and media, and even Brian Windhorst touched on this. Yes, LeBron knows what he's doing in terms of how he is in the media, going on the Pat McAfee show to speak on Stephen A. Smith. He knows what he's doing there.
Of course.
He knows how to do media spin. He's very good at commanding attention, right? Right message, wrong messenger, because Stephen A also knows what he's doing with media. He knows
Correct.
how to spin things, and he knows how to speak. He knows say one thing, one instance, and then speak about another thing, another instance, in order to play both sides or confuse the public.
Because I agree. And if you think about it, when you think about ESPN, there's only 3 shows that come on. I forgot the first show. That's sad.
Get up.
Thank you. Get Up. Then we got Stephen A show, and then
First,
we have the Pat McAfee. What comes on after that? So Pat McAfee is, if not the number one show on ESPN, close enough to the point that you could go on there, you can swear, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Because Pat McAfee doesn't, he doesn't have the same rules as the rest of the people on ESPN.
that's crazy, ain't it?
I know it is crazy. So Pat McAfee would be the show that you can really air somebody out.
That's true. That's
Or
true.
you're gonna go on Shannon. You go on Shannon, good luck. Because you don't, Shannon works with Stephen A. So even though I heard that, is this right that Shannon agrees with LeBron, or did I hear that wrong?
He was critical of Stephen A. Yeah.
Okay, okay, which is kind of like, okay, calm down now. Yeah, y'all work together. You saw what happened to Max. Even though I
Yeah.
think Shannon would land better than Max.
Yeah, because Shannon already has something established. He has more of a
Exactly.
platform than Max does. Stephen A. came calling for Shannon. Shannon didn't come asking to be on ESPN or on First.
Correct.
So
Correct.
Shannon will be fine.
Yeah.
Another thing I'll say too, I was reading, they were saying it's interesting how LeBron goes to Pat McAfee and he doesn't go to Shannon Sharp, because that's a brother. You would think he would go to that platform. And then I saw another theory that LeBron is going to Stephen A's direct competitor. And
Correct.
he's thinking about bringing that can lead to more athletes going to the Pat McAfee show.
Correct. Correct. At the end of the day, right, is the art of war, man. How do you attack your
Mm.
enemy, right? And you go to who everyone already feels like is holding down ESPN. Even though I don't even watch the Pat McAfee show, I don't even watch First Take anymore. I don't know. I'm just not
Yeah,
in the mood.
ESPN is going downhill. Where's Stuart Scott at, man? Oh, I miss that guy so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I would even like to see Max get back on there. But yeah, right about
Yeah,
now.
too.
But right about now, first of all, basketball I'm not really too fond of, right? I don't,
Because of how they play.
yeah, I'm not really too fond of them. it's too close to even say who's number one. Well, no, the number ones in the NBAs, they're far away from the number twos. It's
True.
the number 2 through the number 5. You can't even, you never know. You can literally watch it on Monday, and by Tuesday it doesn't switch. The roles, the other numbers have switched, right? So it's so close now. It's kind of like I'll just wait until the playoffs start, which would
It's,
be April 10th, April 11th, something like that. It's
uh,
in April.
yeah,
But that's
it
another thing.
starts.
NBA keeps on changing. The schedule is so off from ever since COVID that you don't even. Well, for me, I can't keep up with it.
Here's
So
the thing
I
with
just wait.
ESPN in general.
Mhm.
It seems that with Stephen A. at the helm, a lot of what they talk about, it's like they get a little bit of information and they go off of that little bit of information. They're not
Yeah,
fully knowledgeable about subjects. For instance, in football season, everybody's so critical of what's his name, Jalen Hurts. Everyone's so critical of why am I forgetting Lamar Jackson? I'm forgetting everybody's name. They're
I
so
know.
critical of them until they do something good. Then they're on their apology tour. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Da, 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 da. I think it's just they just want a story. I understand being entertaining, but not everything needs to be drama.
I agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. And it's funny that you bring up NFL real quick. I still have a problem with Josh Allen getting that high contract.
Yeah, like what has he done?
Nothing. But the funny part is how Jalen Hurts is the lowest out of all of them, and he won a championship. Josh Allen would never win a championship. I don't think he will. Correct. I mean, hey, listen, we could come back and revisit this next year, but Josh Allen's never going to win a championship. He's not. He's not. He's not. There's nothing. I mean, I don't think. Let's see. I think Joe Burrow going to win a championship before Josh
Dang,
Allen.
dang.
Yeah, I don't think Josh Allen. I mean, so it is funny how they always pocket watching, right? They always saying, "Oh my God, you're making all this money, you're not doing anything." Well, guess what? Josh Allen just ran to that bunch too to
Yeah.
make all that money. That's what I'm saying. To
At
make
the end
all
of the
that money.
day, we can look at merit, but we can also look at how their agents are negotiating their contracts, right? At the end of the day, it comes down to that. The agents must be pulling something big with the organizations in order to get
Yeah.
these high contracts. Lamar Jackson deserved his deal because he means everything to Baltimore.
And Lamar Jackson deal was so close. I think it was the second after Jalen Hurts. And don't forget, the market goes up. So I can understand how Josh Allen received that because last time I checked, I think the last person who got a big contract was Dak Prescott.
Mm.
Dak Prescott got a large contract. And the rule of the game in the NFL, especially when it comes to quarterback, is if you make 250 million, I gotta make 251. So it's kind of like you could always make more than the last quarterback, number one. Number two, it's all about the guarantee. Like I said
Right.
again, good luck to the Buffalo Bills. They're not winning a championship. They don't got what it takes.
He says in
Nope.
one breath, "Good luck, y'all ain't winning nothing."
Nah. They just overpaid him. I mean, his contract was. I mean, everybody contract better than Deshaun Watson, but I mean, I really got overpaid to do nothing. But I'm not gonna count his pockets. Hey, listen.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I know we're talking about Stephen A. We're talking about media and entertainment.
Yeah.
What I want to pivot right now to is talk of Lawrence Fishburne. So recently, I saw an article that came out. I gotta just reference it right here, so excuse me for looking away a little bit. So he was in a movie. You ever seen this movie called Apocalypse Now? I think it was in 1976. That's when the movie came out.
Sounds familiar, but
Sorry, 1979.
nope, don't remember it.
Okay. So basically, Lawrence Fishburne was saying that he was asked to do this scene and it was cut from the film, and they ended up putting it back in the Redux. And he was like 14 or 15, and they were asked, it was like a sexual scene or something to do with sex. And he was saying that he was very inexperienced during that time and felt uncomfortable. He said he couldn't figure out how to get to be more experienced in that area. But the director I think it was the director. Let me make sure. The filmmaker, the filmmaker of Apocalypse Now had kept asking him to do the scene over and over again.
What?
He did like 40 takes and was really bad. And then, even though he felt bad, the Apocalypse Now star Martin Sheen said that he's a good actor, and he felt like that saved his life in terms of his acting career.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still think that it's really weird. The director was Francis Ford Coppola, or something like that. I think it's really weird that you're having a sex scene with a 14, 15-year-old, or you're having some scene that's dealing with sex with a 14, 15-year-old. They're underage. Like, why do you want to involve them in that? And it kind of gives more insight into how Hollywood used to be and probably still is now to a certain degree.
Yeah, no, you're right. How it is now, but no 14-year-old sex scenes. They're not trying to hear that. In '79, I know they was getting away with a lot of dumb stuff.
A lot. It
Uh,
kind of speaks to
40 takes. No,
crazy,
I'm good.
right?
That's a lot.
Yeah, and
That's a lot. And then they took it out just to put it back in now.
yeah, and it kind of speaks more to the culture of Hollywood. Why I always get annoyed with these random sex scenes in movies and television shows because they're unnecessary. You can always insinuate something, like you don't have to go there.
Yeah,
You don't have to be so explicit about it. I feel like Hollywood is oversexed and it takes away from the creativity, it takes away from the actual storylines. You don't
correct.
have to put that in there.
I agree. Sometimes you're right. It's so left field. Someone's talking, next thing you know, they're having sex. You're like, wait, what? Y'all
Yeah,
didn't even warm me up. All of a sudden, I'm watching something now. Like, what the heck is going on here?
it reminds me. Remember that movie Underworld, the vampire movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Which
think
one
they
though?
had a. It was in the second one. It was one of the films within that series, and they had just a random sex scene between the lead actress and her love interest. And I'm saying, if in a movie that we're talking about vampires and werewolves,
And he was a werewolf, right?
yeah, why do we have a sex scene?
Werewolf and vampires. I mean,
Well, I don't think
no.
he was. I don't think the werewolf. I think he ended up being like a hybrid between the two.
Oh
Or
yes,
remember
yes. I
that?
remember that random sex scene.
Yeah,
Yeah. Stupid.
yeah. It was definitely out of pocket. I'm forgetting the characters' names. I don't feel like looking it up right now, but
Yeah,
those
but it's
of
all
y'all,
good.
yeah, those of y'all who are on the live, make sure to look up Underworld. The first one was good. I know the Rise of the Lycans was good too.
Yeah,
Underworld Rise of the Lycans, that was really good. Yeah, so and in that one they had a sex scene.
random sex scenes, man. You know,
Yeah,
just also have random sex scenes.
well,
Game of Thrones, random
yeah,
sex scenes.
random sex scenes. But I mean, it's
Random.
it's supposed to be gratuitous for the viewers. They want to see the nude women and at times nude men.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about. It's about the viewers being able to see their favorite actor or actress naked. I think that's the whole point of these sex scenes.
yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, as they say,
Not called for.
sex
Sometimes
does
you be like,
sell.
wait, how y'all talking? Next thing you know, it's a sex scene.
Yeah, as they say, sex does sell, and I mean, it's okay to explore your sexuality. It's okay to have those things. I just think that there needs to be more of a balance. I'm always talking about a balance with things. You don't have to put it all the time. My thing is be more creative in terms of your storyline than inserting a sex scene because a lot of times too it takes away from the actual movie. It takes away from the actual show because you're spending so much time there where you
Yeah,
could be building out the plot more.
correct. Correct. Less good storytelling and more just trying to throw a scene in because you had nothing to talk about or nothing to write in that. So it's just like blink scene and this happens. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Random.
So that's that. Another thing I want to talk about. You seen this? There's a movie Snow White. I think in the Seven Doors.
Yeah, why is it doing so bad?
So basically, Rachel Zegler, she had. I guess she was on her Twitter and she had put out a free Palestine message, and because I guess she felt bad for the people over there, and then also from what I'm reading, she's been critical of the current presidential administration, and so there's this back and forth because her co-star Gal Gadot is Israeli, and she also reportedly supports Israel. So there's been heightened security on her because people have felt there have been threats on her life, and so you have that back and forth going on. They feel that Rachel is making the block hot. As far as I understand, there's no real tension there, and then you also between those two, and then also on top of that, Rachel Zegler is part Colombian, part Polish. So you had a faction of fans saying that Snow White shouldn't be played by a woman of color. But if you look at how she presents, and me and my wife had to talk about this yesterday, she presents as phenotypically white. I wouldn't know she was mixed.
Who are we talking about? I mean, no, because I'm trying to think of her face.
Can you look her up? Because
yeah, I look her up.
I want to pull her up on the screen to show you. Let me see if I can. Okay, let's see. Why do you put the? Bro, really? What are you doing?
No, I'm sorry. My dog is barking, so I'm not sure if y'all hear the dog or not. That's why I had to see what my dog is barking about.
No, we ain't hear the dog.
Okay,
Look, if you look
she's
right
annoying
here,
when
I
people
have her
walk by the
picture.
house.
You see her picture? She's the one in the pink dress.
Okay, y'all don't know her. Did she play in any movies? Is that the girl who played Wednesday?
That's the one that plays Snow White.
Nope, don't know her.
Yeah, but I'm just saying she presents as phenotypically white. Yeah,
wait a minute. Okay, I think she played Wonder Woman. Is the one?
No, Gal Gadot plays Wonder Woman. That's her co-star.
Nope, don't know her.
God.
Nope, don't know her.
Shaking my head. Let me show you.
She's not important.
Let me show you. Rachel Zegler. This is her. So obviously she got a little bit of a bronze to her, right? She got a little bit of a bronze to her. So you're gonna say, yeah, she's white, but she got a little bit of a twang, but she just presents as white to me.
I don't know her.
Yeah, she's Latina, obviously.
I don't know her.
Okay, but I'm just saying that people are saying she's a woman of color.
See, that's the problem, right? We waste too much time wasting time on fairy tale shows, fairy tale movies, and argue about color. Just is the movie good? If it is, then go see it. And if it's not, then don't go see it.
Well, my thing is this.
Yeah, what's up?
They had Gal Gadot singing in the film, and obviously her voice was auto-tuned. Gal Gadot is not a singer. And also, no offense, she's not a good actress either, in my opinion. She's very flat, not charismatic. A lot of praise went to Wonder Woman. I didn't like Wonder Woman. I'm also a comic book enthusiast, so I wanted Wonder Woman to be more muscular. I think they were just looking at, oh, well, she's an attractive woman. I'm like, to me, she did not embody who Wonder Woman
She didn't.
is.
Nah, she didn't. No.
And then on top of that, it's like she gets a new power every second of the first film. Oh, now I can fly. Oh, now I can fight miraculously. Oh, now I can do this. And another movie where they had an unnecessary sexual scene.
Oh, for real, they had it in Wonder Woman? Don't remember that scene.
They didn't have sex, but
I must have fell asleep on that scene. I don't remember that scene.
I know. Exactly. These people in the comment section, man, they doing the most.
Random?
Very random. Please, y'all, can we stick to the topic? We're talking about movies right now.
It's like they're having their own conversation. Sorry, guys.
Oh my God. Just, I don't know what's going on. But for those of you who have stayed on, thank you very much. So that is that with the Snow White. Yeah, my thing is Disney with these remakes, why? Just come up. That's telling me y'all don't have enough, I guess, ideas to come up with any new topics.
I agree. Totally agree, because why you keep on remaking stuff? Because when you remake it, you're only pissing off the fans who want or used to seeing their lead character a certain way, right? And now he just making it. Now you redoing it with the same storyline, but you switching up characters. Some people don't like that. So I mean, you're wasting time. In a way, if what I heard, it did horrible in the box office.
Right. I think a lot of that comes to people being mad about the behind the scenes stuff with the Free Palestine and the Gal Gadot of it all. But the scene I've seen from the movie with Gal Gadot singing and her talking to the guards, I'm like, this was so unimpressive. I don't want to see this film at all.
Pretty sure. I mean, I know when it goes to Disney, some people probably still won't watch it. So
yeah, you never know. Speaking of people, even these original storylines, you even see they're trying to build off of old characters. The Mufasa film, I still got to see that.
Good.
Yeah. So
that was good. Nah. I can't. Nah, that was.
No,
good.
I'm not criticizing it. I'm
I know
saying
you're not.
that they're building off of what we have known, and also remaking what we've known as well.
That is so true. That's why I like Mufasa, because it's one of those if you know, I believe you can jump in. Now you might have questions, but you could jump in because it's kind of like before we known as the raising of the cub in the air. That's way before. You know, everybody's younger now. It's pretty
Yeah.
long.
Is this movie reviews? I mean, we can do movie reviews too. That's what Sunday Brew is about. We're random.
Yo, understand Sunday Brew is just us talking and you guys chiming in and interacting with us. You know, we have a show every Wednesday, and that
Thursday.
show is more scripted.
Thursday. We record on Wednesday. We put it out on Thursday.
Oh, well, we have a show. Oh, yeah, that is true. Thursday it comes out, but we do the show on Wednesday. Yes.
Yes. So that's that.
So,
You there was a comment you had made, and it was around film and Harry Potter. Yes, I wanted to jump to that, and this will be our last topic
what
before.
I say about Harry Potter? I never liked any of those Harry Potters.
It's not that.
Okay, what I
It's
said.
hey, there we go. There we go. Now we're having good question. What is your guys' favorite genre? All right. What is your favorite genre, Jay Random? And thank you for subbing. Thank you for subbing.
I'll let you answer that first.
Why am I? Why you always don't? You
Well,
still
I don't know why you always throwing it to me.
because I'm trying to keep it involved.
Oh, I'm involved. You go first.
My favorite genre is fantasy. I love fantasy. So Harry Potter. I love that kind of world, that genre. Maybe you can even say The Lion King and a Goofy movie that can be put into fantasy because even though it's grounded in that world, contained within that world, it still kind of goes into fantasy. Also, the Pixar movies, love Pixar movies. Up, I liked. What's that? What's the one? Onward, the one with the brothers in that magical realm. Yeah, so fantasy for me.
Yeah, let me see. Probably would be horror. Love horror.
That's your favorite genre, horror?
Yeah, that or sci-fi. I love sci-fi. See, all depends, right? Because I really like listening to Stephen King.
Okay.
You know,
Warren is saying their favorite is crime thriller, and they like horror as well.
yeah, I mean, like, so I read the last. Let's see, what's the last book I read? Stephen King had a book called Holly. Real good book.
Holly?
Yeah, Holly is a spinoff from the Mercedes Killer, and that was like a trilogy. And Holly's always showing up in a lot of his books. So Holly had her own book this time, and it was great. Meaning Stephen King's coming out with another book, which like
Stephen King is still writing books.
Yes, Stephen King. To me, he writing slow now. I need at least 2 a year. I'll be waiting. Like
The
I
man
finished
been
Holly
writing forever.
I know I finished Holly, and I was like, okay, when the next book's coming out, May something. I'm like, that's too long, man. So, yeah. So for me, it would be Stephen King. See, he's all over the place. Stephen King can have a little magical book. He had a magical book, which threw me off. Then it could be horror. Then it could be sci-fi. He has a lot of sci-fi. So sci-fi and horror is probably the genres I like.
Well,
I like Walking Dead.
It makes sense that you would like Stephen King then, because he is a good mix. It's a blend.
Yes, because his books. He had this one book when they were talking about a Mexican folklore about this shapeshifter, and he was a serial killer. And it was pretty good. I think it was called Outer, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But HBO tried to make a show out of it. It was horrible. Horrible. Bad.
So Foreign Warren is asking you questions in the comment section.
Oh, let me see. Do you know that Stephen King first book carries I wouldn't be surprised. I never did like Carrie though.
And then Foreign Warren had also asked if you've seen the show Heretic or movie Heretic. Yeah, it's a horror thriller. It's an hour 51 minutes.
The movie's called what? I'm trying to read this now.
Heretic. I'll show you right here.
Heretic. Wait a minute. Who is it? Stephen King?
No.
I'm about to say it.
Is it right here? Is it?
Hey, you know what? Thank you. When I get off, I'm gonna watch that. If okay, so now is that the movie when those two girls knock on the door
It
and
looks
they
like
think
it.
they're
Yeah, yeah, it looks like it.
okay? Yes. You know what? Mm, that was definitely on one of the shows to watch. I probably watch it today. So no, I never seen it. Is it good?
The reviews are not bad. Rotten Tomatoes has 91%. Not the
It
same.
was good. All right, I'm gonna watch it and I'll
But
let you know next week
the
on
audience
Sunday
score is
Brew how good it was.
all right. Audience score is 76.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
guess
You know
critics
what? I've
score
seen it. I've seen
the trailer.
the trailer, but it looks good. But it's kind of one of those movies. Us Libras, man. I like look. I like horrors, but I never saw Saw. Saw was just a little too much for me.
Saw is slasher.
Saw's too much for me. Like I like horror, but Saw's a little too much.
Yeah, Saw is slasher. So Foreign Warren said their favorite horrors are Sinister 1 and 2.
Hmm.
Have you seen any
Okay.
of those?
Nope.
No, no. What you doing, Mr. Horror King?
Because, like I said again, I said books. I didn't say movies. I said books.
You said your favorite genre is horror. They said
Yeah,
what's your favorite
books.
genre of film.
Books. I
Nigga,
was only talking about books.
I'm calling BS. I'm calling BS.
Man, listen. I mean, horror is different from what it used to be, right? Because when you consider Freddy Krueger and Jason, all of them horror,
Yeah.
well, horror now, boys, there's a lot of blood going up in there. So I
Hey,
mean,
listen.
you got to really be in the mood to watch something that's gonna make you jump, like
You got
damn
some
near
more
all
questions.
day.
You got some more questions.
Oh,
They're
what's up?
asking you what books.
Okay, so a good book to read is Stephen King's Salem's Lot. Whoa, that is great. Salem Lot is good.
That's a throw.
By Dean Koontz. Another good book is called Demon Seed. Demon Seed is also good. Another book by Stephen King, no, Dean Koontz called The Watcher. It's about a dog and a supernatural being that's going on. Watcher's real good too. Also, Lightning, Intense. Those are all by Dean Koontz. Stephen King, we could go with Stephen King has some good ones. Oh man, I gotta think about the titles for those because I haven't. hmm. Okay, Mercedes Killer, the trilogy. That's also good. Stephen King is an OG. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Uh, the last one I didn't like from Stephen King was You Like It Darker. That was trash.
Okay.
That was trash. It was so bad. It's a bunch of short stories, right? And it was so bad I never finished it. That's how bad it is. And I was close to finishing it, but I was like, I wasn't excited. Probably one
Really?
of the better probably one of the better short stories was about a grandfather that was I think he was a serial killer, but it was kind of odd how it happened. Like like how the grandkids found out. But You Like It Darker was probably one of Stephen King's worst books, and it's recent too. It's horrible. Short story.
What a good book that I recommend for everyone. It's been adapted into film, and there's a sequel coming out, I believe. I Am Legend. I Am Legend, y'all. Seriously, if you
I
can.
put you onto that, right?
Yes, you did. You did.
I Am Legend, the book, hands down, 100 times better than the movie. If you
Correct.
want to laugh, I Am Legend is it. I forgot the name of the author.
I'll look it up, but just address
Yeah,
the comments. There's some comments for you.
that is so true. It's definitely good to read before bed, especially if it's a scary movie. Salem's Lot. You read that before bed, woo, Salem's Lot is about vampires. So if you read Salem Lot before bed, you're definitely gonna probably wake up a few times when you hear creaking in the house. I Am Legend was brilliant. Yes.
It
Yes, it
was
definitely was.
it was by Richard Matheson. That's all.
Tommy Knocker. Yes. That was good too. Stand was good too. The
Bro,
Shining, dang, okay. The Shining, yes, that was definitely good. Yes, yes. Stephen King, man, he's an OG, man.
wait, Stephen King wrote The Shining?
Yes.
Oh,
And Stephen King got a sequel to The Shining. I forgot
really?
the name of it. Dang, because it's been such a long time since I read half of these. So
Matthias Cruz, what do you say? Why would you say it is good? What are you talking about?
Salem's Lot. So I
I,
wonder if you're talking about, yeah, why you said it was good. Which one? Salem's Lot? Let me see. Who's he talking about?
I don't know.
The Watcher. Hmm. No, The Watcher is by Dean Koontz. It's about a dog. Doctor Sleep. Thank you. Doctor Sleep is a sequel to The Shining.
Oh,
Oh man, this is what I'm talking about right here.
y'all done made
He
J.
got
Ram.
so many
Oh,
books. Yes, he does have so many books. He has a lot of books, but you like it darker. I don't recommend that. Mm-mm. Stay away from that. It's that was something that should have stayed in the trash. Not Carrie, but that should have stayed in the trash. So how can this individual generation so much storytelling? The Shining is a classic. It's definitely a classic. Doctor Sleep is definitely good too. Who's the nice couple? Us, the cousins,
just I
the troll. But no, definitely. That's funny that we got on this. I'm actually gonna go back and start looking at some of Stephen King's books. He has some real good books, but the one that I definitely didn't like was You Like It Darker. That was bad. Holly book is good. If you like Holly from Mercedes Killer, she did a great job.
yeah, I figured, Christopher. I figured.
Yeah. Don't worry. We didn't take it personal.
So what I will say for people that are in the chat, the purpose of AVIOT Sunday Brew is for us to have conversation with y'all live. So what I would like is for y'all to message us, leave comments, what have you, on topics that you would like to talk about, topics that you would like to see us highlight on our podcast, on the Chemistry Productions YouTube channel. We want to stay collaborating. The point of this is to build community. This is another great live. Our last live was excellent.
Yeah,
And this live right here is very good. So this community building, being able to have a conversation with one another, share ideas, that's the point.
correct. No, it's
Yeah.
definitely good.
Yeah. So we'll I have a good thing for y'all podcast. Okay, Matthias, make sure to let us know. Let us know. Also, I think he said asked one more question for you. He, she, I don't know. Who, Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on what made the content called good? The suspense. So, are we talking about all the books in general? Because I'm trying to. I read that, but I was trying to figure out where did that come from. Individual. Okay. So, if we're talking about just Stephen King and all, yes, the suspense. The way Stephen King writes the suspense in his books are uh captivating, right? The only problem with Stephen King, and I think you might agree, Matthew, is that he talks too much. Sometimes he could ramble and you can kind of get lost in what he's talking about. Under the Dome is probably one of those books that was a good book, but it shouldn't have been as thick as a Bible. It was literally 1,200 to 1,500 pages. It was like this thick.
Mm.
That book, it was intimidating to read only because it's like, come on, what am I reading here? But it was good. But once again, all those characters died. So it was not like a lot of Stephen King books, he tends to add characters because they're going to live on through another book. For Under the Dome, everyone not died, but all those characters stayed in that book. So I don't understand what all of the background of Under the Dome was for. Stephen King, Tarantino, the story club. Okay, for the podcast. Okay, all right.
All right, let me take a screenshot of that.
Yeah, definitely. We could definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
But
So
no, so Dean Koontz is definitely good. A new up and comer is what is his name? Oh man, if I have my phone that I can actually look on, I can tell you. But he wrote Wayward Pine. That was a movie. Man, I forgot his name. I got them all saved on my phone. See, and this is funny. I'm using my phone, so I can't actually uh think of his name. But he's a good new writer. I'll
based
bring it
off,
up on our show next time. I'll actually have some good books for you
yeah,
guys to take a listen to. Silo. That's a new Apple show, but Silo the book, 100 times better. 100 times better. When I tell you Silo the book, and then you watch Silo the show on Apple, totally different. Totally different.
Yeah. So, listen, we're gonna cut the show now. We're gonna end this. Plus, my phone's about to die. I didn't charge it all the way. But listen, y'all, this has been a great conversation, great show.
Yes,
Jared,
yes.
what is brewing for you this week?
So this week, just trying to stay focused. It's supposed to be a rainy week, so probably do a lot of chores in the house, whatever that consists of. My wife left me some chores, so I'll be busy. Besides that, man, sports are dry. So, I mean, if it's not the women's basketball March Madness, then I don't know what I'll be doing as far as TV wise. Waiting for that new Stephen King book, but I'm definitely gonna go back and read some Stephen King books so I can actually have some stuff ready for the show for next week, because there's a lot of books that people can either read or listen to on their paid audio books. So that's it. Just
Yeah.
get
Well, thanks, Matthias. We appreciate you for subbing. Definitely. Every time someone subscribes, we always appreciate it. We appreciate you trying to
yes,
be.
yes.
Well, we're building community here, not trying. We're building community. So, all right, Jay, that's cool. What's brewing for me is definitely just getting more consistent. This past week has been hectic, so it definitely messed with my ability to put out content on this channel on our other social media platforms. But
Yeah.
week I'll definitely be getting back to it. So, thanks everyone for watching. We hope to see you next Sunday. And
Yes, yes. Thank you, everyone. Peace.